Hey everybody, this is Anthony from VR Game Rankings. Welcome to episode 47. This is the daily vlog series for VR Game Rankings YouTube channel, and of course, it is Wednesday, December 6th, and I do have some news stories today. So those of you that maybe tuned in to the show yesterday and were disappointed that I didn't cover any news yesterday, well, you'll be happy to hear that there is plenty of news on the docket today. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into it? Okay, so the number one story today is PlayStation VR. There is going to be a PlayStation VR bundle in the United States for $199. $199, and it comes with Gran Turismo Sport, and it comes with the PlayStation VR camera. And I believe this is the new unit of PlayStation VR, the new slightly revised unit. We still haven't heard if there's any real major changes that could affect PSVR users that we haven't really heard about, other than the minor changes that we already knew about. But this is massive. I mean, this is major. $199. That is a very magical price point here in the United States. And Sony, I think what they're looking at here is they have a chance to sell a huge number of PSVR headsets for the Christmas season. Now, this deal is only good from December 10th to December 16th. So it is a very short window in which this will be available. But the idea is this could be one of the hottest Christmas gifts of the entire season. We know how big Skyrim has been. And so in this deal, I mean, you're basically getting everything except for the two PlayStation Move controllers. That's why they're putting in Gran Turismo Sport, because Gran Turismo Sport does not use PlayStation Moves. You use a regular DualShock 4, and you're already going to have a PlayStation 4 if you buy this deal. So you already have a DualShock. This gives you the camera, it gives you the headset, and it gives you Gran Turismo. And what does this mean for VR? Well, the downside is this is a temporary deal. If this was a permanent deal, this would be a little bit more earth-shattering, because I tell you what, this is a great gateway drug to get a lot of people into VR. There are millions upon millions of PlayStation 4 systems that are installed across homes around the world, and all they need to do is pick up a bundle like this and they can jump into the VR. They can jump into the VR game. Now, of course, this is a USA only deal, so this isn't quite worldwide, and it's also very temporary, so it isn't going to be necessarily the earth-shattering thing that we would like it to be. But man, I have to imagine that Sony is going to sell an absolute boatload of these bundles if they have the stock available. That's the other question. This could be available in relatively limited supply. I can tell you there's probably a lot of PlayStation VR owners that might pick this bundle up regardless of whether they already have a PlayStation VR or not, because this gets them the new PlayStation VR version, and they'll have the new link box, which will allow them to pass through HDR. They'll have the slight improvements that the new headset has, and they also get Gran Turismo Sport. So I'm sure there's going to be a handful of PSVR gamers that jump on this. In fact, I would not be the least bit surprised if Steve from VR Roundtable ends up picking this package up and probably selling off Gran Turismo Sport for whatever he can get for it, and then selling off his normal PlayStation VR and just upgrading to the new version. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Steve does that, and I'm sure a lot of other PlayStation VR people will do that as well. I'm probably not going to do that because it's not that big of a deal to me, but I can understand the thought process there, especially if you have a 4K display that does HDR. It would make a lot of sense to possibly jump up to this slightly newer version. So this is absolutely huge news, major story in VR gaming, and this could really make a major influx of new PlayStation VR owners. And I know there's a lot of Vive and a lot of Oculus Rift players that are watching this right now, and they're like, I don't really care. Well, you should care, because the more PSVR gamers that come aboard, it's just going to help everything. I've said it a million times. Rising waters lift all boats, or it's something like that. The phrase is something like that. The rising tide lifts all boats is what I think how it goes. And basically, this is going to help all of VR. The more people that have PlayStation VRs, there's going to be a lot of developers that are going to design their first game for PlayStation VR, but it might only cost them 30% more to convert that game to Oculus Rift or to the HTC Vive. So a lot of them are going to do it. So this is going to be wonderful for everyone in the VR industry. My only thing is, I wish this was a longer lasting promotion, but I still believe that they are going to sell just a ton of these things. This could be the hot Christmas gift heading into the final days of the shopping season. So this is absolutely major news. And if you do have a PS4 and you happen to be an Oculus Rift gamer or a HTC Vive gamer, but you never really thought about getting PSVR and you kind of always looked at it like my child's first VR system, man, you might want to kick out a couple $100 and go pick one of these things up, because there are a lot of great exclusives on PSVR that have still not come to the other systems. So definitely check that out. Okay, now originally my number one story was going to be the 1-year anniversary of Touch and an amazing flash sale that is taking place today. Now this is only 24 hours. This sale ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So by the time this show is posted, you still should have like 6 or 7 hours before this sale ends. So definitely hop over to the Oculus store and grab some of these incredible bargains. I'm really amazed at some of the deals that are going on here. And what I did was I went ahead and ranked what I believe are the 20 best deals. I mean, there's actually even more than this, but I limited it to the 20 best deals that I've seen. Okay, so I'm going to try to run these down quickly. Number 1, Arctica 1, $15. Arctica 1 for $15, that is half off. Arctica 1 is the Michael Bay VR game. It is the Michael Bay movie VR game that we have on the Oculus Rift. Incredible game. Yeah, it has a little bit of problems in terms of the locomotion and the way you're stuck in a spot and you just kind of teleport from one spot to another. But still, oh my God, this game is action-packed. I think it's a great buy. $15, absolute no-brainer, ridiculous. Buy it now, thank me later. Number 2 is Gunheart. Gunheart for $14. What is going on here? This game is normally $35, and this is dropping $31. It's dropping $31 in price for this limited flash sale. Gunheart was recently updated. They polished a lot of things. They added some story to it. I don't think I've reported on this actually since I've been in there and played it recently, but it's almost like a completely new game, especially for somebody like me that is more interested in single player type action. And Gunheart has really polished that up. $14, absolute steal. Carnage Chronicles, $10. You've heard me talk about Carnage Chronicles many times. This is a great dungeon crawler game. If you like Vanishing Realms, if you like The Mage's Tale, you absolutely have to grab Carnage Chronicles. And $10, I mean, get out of Dodge. $10 is amazing for this. Call of the Starseed, you can get it just by itself. This is the gallery episode 1, the first one, $5. Okay, Blasters of the Universe, incredibly underrated game, really good game, $6 for Blasters of the Universe. Form, one of the better puzzle games out there. I've always talked about the Talos Principle as one of the best puzzle games. The Gallery, Heart of the Emberstone is a good puzzle game. There's a lot of good puzzle games in VR, and Form is another great puzzle game, and it is only $6 in this flash sale. Super Hot is $10. I have to imagine pretty much everybody that wants Super Hot probably already owns it, but $10 is a great deal. Okay, Call of the Starseed, I just mentioned that was was $5. Well, you can get a Call of the Starseed and Heart of the Emberstone bundle for $24. So that is a great deal. If you don't have either one of those, you can pick up both of them and get them in a combined deal. The Blue, which is a non-game. It's more of a relaxing kind of experience. If your grandma's coming over, if your mother-in-law is coming over, this is one of those great experiences to have to show them VR. It's $4 for The Blue. This is normally a $10 game. Dead and Buried is 99 cents. Obviously, everybody that has Oculus Touch has already got this for free, but you HTC Vive gamers that use Revive, you might want to grab this for a mere single buckarino. 99 cents for Dead and Buried. Archangel is $15. I think Archangel might be easily one of the most underrated games of 2017. I honestly get depressed every time I do the top 100 rankings, the top 200 rankings, and I update them, and I see Archangel way the hell down the charts, and I'm like, what is wrong with people? Archangel is freaking good. I loved Archangel. I still haven't completely finished it, but man, Archangel's a great game. $15? No-brainer in my opinion. Racket NX is $10. Hollow Ball, $6. Ultra Wings, $13. Final Approach, $6. Giant Cop, $10. Sports Bar VR 2.0, $10. Lone Echo is $10 off its normal price. From Other Suns is $10 off its normal price. And the last one I'm going to mention is VR Sports Challenge, featuring DeMarcus Cousins for only $15. Okay, so VR Sports Challenge does not feature DeMarcus Cousins, but right now on the screen you're going to see a picture of VR Sports Challenge. You see that basketball guy in the corner of the screen where he has a headband on? Okay, now I'm going to put up a picture of DeMarcus Cousins. Lawsuit? Anybody? Lawsuit? Okay, because that is DeMarcus Cousins. Don't tell me it's not. That is straight up DeMarcus Cousins. But VR Sports Challenge is actually a really fun game. So if you haven't thought about this, it's a fun game. It has basketball modes, it has a home run derby, it has like a football thing, it has some hockey stuff. It's made by Sanzaru Games. They did Ripcoil. They're also doing Marvel Powers United VR. So VR Sports Challenge is a pretty cool game. So those are 20 different games that I just mentioned. These I think are the 20 best deals, but there's many more. There's a lot I could have mentioned that I don't have on this list there's a lot more great deals. So this is incredible flash sale by Oculus. Definitely jump over there and grab some of these great games for incredibly good prices. Okay, so the next story I have, we're going to go back to the PlayStation VR world for a brief minute here, and this is Farpoint. The Farpoint Versus DLC is now available. This is a free expansion. If you have Farpoint, you definitely want to grab this. Now, what it does is it's basically a one-on-one deathmatch type of scenario. And you might say, well, one-on-one, come on, that's kind of ridiculous. But basically, there's two modes here. There's a deathmatch mode, and there is an uplink mode. And what it does is, it is just one-on-one, so it's limited in terms of how many people are in the game, but you do have the ability to call enemies onto your side, and the other player, of course, calls enemies onto his side. So it's a much bigger battle than just one-on-one. There's only one other human opponent that you're dealing with, but you're still dealing with all these AI-controlled opponents as well. And I've heard a lot of raves about this so far. There's a lot of people on the PlayStation VR subreddit that are saying a lot of great things about this Farpoint Versus DLC. Let me go ahead and read a little bit of this to give you a little more details. So this is free for all Farpoint owners and features two new PvP modes that pit two players with active PS Plus memberships against each other. Yeah, you do need a PS Plus membership. Forgot about that. But in a unique twist, players can spawn enemy creatures from the planet and use them strategically to gain an advantage. In addition to the new modes, the Versus expansion pack also includes 3 new player skins and 15 new weapons, which are unlocked by gaining player and weapon XP. So yeah, so you have player XP progression with these unlockable skins. There's weapon XP progression with 15 new weapons that you can possibly unlock. Chaos difficulty. Co-op games are now significantly more chaotic, and there is an easy crouch mode. So if you play while sitting, there's basically a crouch button toggle that makes this a lot easier. There is also some new turning comfort settings that can be disabled, and there are some new trophies as well. So this is completely free. This is great for Farpoint players. A lot of PSVR people are talking about this on the PSVR subreddit. They're really into it. I have a confession to make. I've never played Farpoint. Can you believe that? Never have played it. We do have a review on our website. I did not write that review. That review was provided to us by one of our contributors. But I do want to grab Farpoint. What happened is I want to get it with the gun, and I haven't seen the gun available in a good deal. So I've kind of missed the boat really on Farpoint for now. So what I'm kind of thinking is, I know, Bravo Team is coming out in March, and it's going to come with the gun. And so I'm thinking about picking that package up and then grabbing Farpoint. I mean, I know I'll be incredibly late to the party, but that's fine. I already missed the hype on Farpoint, but I am tempted. It was available recently digitally for $30. There was a Farpoint, but I thought, without the gun, you got to have the gun. So didn't end up going with that. Okay, my next story I have is Oculus has filed a patent for curved display. So this is being brought to us by Let's Go Digital, which I believe is a German website. They had this story. Don't have a ton of information here, but I'll just tell you what we have. So this patent was filed at the World International Property Organization, and basically this curved display is configured to output image light corrected for optical distortion. So conventionally with flat panel displays, additional optical components, lenses, have to be used to correct optical aberration. And the display will be cylindrically curved and also include a fiber optic taper. This will allow for a wider field of view. So basically the bottom line here is eventually we want to get to the point, I mean, everybody says the same thing, that eventually these big bulky headsets that we're wearing, they're eventually going to be the size of like those Terminator glasses that you see grandmas wearing. You know, those Terminator style glasses that you'll see grandmas wearing? We're going to eventually get to that size, and the only way to do that and still have like a really good field of view and to envelop us in a world is we're eventually going to have to go to curved screens. It's the only way around it for these headsets to get smaller and smaller and smaller, but still have a great field of view. So this is exciting. I mean, I don't think we're going to see this anytime soon. In this story, I forget who picked up this story, but one of the other VR websites picked this up from Let's Go Digital, and they were pontificating on the possibilities that this could be included into the Santa Cruz headset, or it could go into CV2. I think this is a little farther off into the distance. You know, a lot of times we see these patent filings, but we don't often get the product from the patent for many years off into the future, if ever. Sometimes these patents are just filed as a precautionary thing to kind of stake their claim, so to speak, so that they do have a patent on something in case they ever decide to use it, and sometimes it never comes to fruition. However, I do believe eventually we will start going to these curved screens, and it is going to be huge in VR. Imagine eventually just getting rid of lenses altogether. That would also reduce the size of the headsets as well, and expanding the field of view. One of the issues with Pimax and with like the Starbreeze headset, you've seen it. It's this big gigantic thing going way out here like that. I've always said that I don't know that this is such a great idea for mass market consumers, because I don't see your average Tom, Dick, and Harry wearing a gigantic, goofy-looking headset like that. I know it doesn't really matter who cares what the headset looks like when you're in your own private room and you're playing VR. Who gives a damn? Well, the truth is, a lot of people do give a damn. Just look at how successful Apple has been. Apple's products, I don't think they're that incredible, but they sell it on the style. They sell it on how cool it looks, and that is a big part of mass market consumerism. You want stuff to look cool, and I just don't think these giant Pimax Starbreeze with the screens going sideways like that, these big hammerhead shark headsets, I just don't think they're ever going to go mass market. We have to go to these curved screens at some point. And this is good news. It's good news that there's a patent. It's good news that they're working on it, and hopefully other companies are working on this as well. And maybe it's only 5, 6, 7 years away from hitting a headset where we'll actually have a legitimate curved screen in the headset, way bigger field of view, and just incredibly immersive, much more lightweight, better visuals, all kinds of great things. So very much looking forward to this in the future. Okay, so the last story I have, and this is going to be one of the shorter episodes, but that's cool. It's nice to have a shorter episode every now and then, but my last story is Justice League VR. Okay, so this was an exclusive with IMAX. You could go to these IMAX centers and they had a Justice League VR experience that was exclusive. You couldn't get it anywhere else. Well, now this experience has come to the Oculus Rift, the HTC Vive, and PlayStation VR. You can pick this up for $10. However, you probably don't want to do that, okay? What I'm reporting here is that Justice League VR appears to be a major dud. So I have seen this on a number of websites. I have seen this, of course, in the various subreddits, people saying, avoid this. Justice League VR is kind of crappy. So basically, the good news is it's only $10, and there are some nice visuals in certain parts of the game, and the cyborg level is supposedly halfway decent. The bad news is that there is less than 1 hour of content here, and it's very confusing and a little bit chaotic and uninspired, basically, is what everybody is saying. I have not played this personally myself, but that is what the reports are that are out there. Two more little updates I will mention is, of course, the Star Wars Droid Bay, Droid Repair Bay is available today. I actually tried to get into this earlier today. Didn't load up for me, only tried it one time. I'm going to try more after this episode is over, and I'll probably be able to report on that tomorrow. And, of course, Oculus Rift Core 2.0 is now available right now. People are doing it right now. I am going to try that after this episode, and I will also report on that tomorrow as well. So there is a lot of exciting stuff, but I mean, really the big story today is this PlayStation VR deal for $199. I mean, this is incredible. I hope Sony sells like 1 million PSVR headsets at this price. I mean, this is a fence sitter's dream come true. Any fence sitter out there, it's time to get your ass off the fence. I mean, what more do you need? 199 bones, and you can walk away with a PSVR. And you know what? You can take that Gran Turismo Sport, sell it on Craigslist for $40. You know, lower your price even that much more, and then use the $40 to buy yourself a pair of Move controllers or something like that. And of course, the Oculus flash sale, so many incredible deals. I mean, get out there, grab yourself Arctica 1, it's $15. Grab yourself Gunheart, $14. Carnage Chronicles, $10. So many great deals to be had on this Oculus flash sale. So that's going to go ahead and do it for episode 47 of the daily vlog. This, of course, is Wednesday, December 6th, and I will see everybody tomorrow on Thursday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. Later.